Hi, my name is Marisol Garcia. I'm an Arizona teacher. I'm also president of the Arizona Education Association. And I wanted to jump into this dialogue and discussion about potential ICE raids at schools or near schools. And I think the second part is a really important one. You saw what happened today in Chicago, where there were plans in place, policies in place, educators trained to know what to do if something like that happened. This is new. This is a rescinded memo from President Trump that allowed this to happen. Prior to that, we were considered kind of sanctuary places, churches and schools. So this is new. However, I want to share some advice from an Arizona educator who has been dealing with threats of ICE raids and raids that have happened in our community. I lived and teach in Maricopa County. Those of you may know Sheriff Arpaio, who's been doing stuff like this for over 25 years, terrorizing our communities. I can clear just for some street cred. I've been a teacher for 20 years in a highly immigrant, underserved community. My students are beautiful, amazing, and I'm so grateful and lucky that I ended up in this district. So let me give some advice, teacher to teacher, what to be thoughtful of. One, organize, organize, organize. Organize your union, your local, your site to pass policies at a district level to ensure what happened in Chicago happens with you. Make sure that it's in writing what people know what to do. Two, make sure that you have attended or will attend or set up some sort of know your rights so that you can be an advocate for your parents, for your students, or for the community. Three, you are not the expert in immigration law. Do not try to do so. You need to work with established nonprofit organizations that have been doing this work forever. They are your point of contact. Four, do not think that it's helpful to send false information. We heard this is happening. That does not help the community. In fact, if you do that in my community, we have levels of anxiety that are very difficult to overcome. And those of you who work in schools know that if there's, stuff going on the outside, it rolls in with the kids. So do not add to that. Give that information, valid information, to those nonprofit organizations so that they can act on it. That's what they're there for. Be a good accomplice, an ally. Don't get in the way of the work that they're doing. Five, one thing that is super important is that when we have had raids in our community, so they have picked up families at maybe a bakery or at a supermarket, and we lost the ability for parents to come and pick up because they were picked up. Here are some things to do immediately that you can do, because I know teachers love to try to do, what can I do? What can I do? You can have an emergency plan ready, lesson plan ready for when there is a crisis in your community, because it rolls into your classroom. As an 8th grade teacher, we were ready to go ahead and go and play capture the flag, because there's all kinds of really amazing things that you can do to tie it to history standards. Have something ready. Maybe it's a teacher-student volleyball game or something like that. But as a site, as a team, as a grade level team, I want you to be thoughtful about what you can do so that when students come in and are living with this trauma and stress, you are ready to be there for them. Be the best professional that you can be for them, because they are seeking stability, and that's what you can provide. One thing you can do in your district as well, beyond passing safe zones and advocating for policies, one thing we immediately did after we had a first raid in our community is we changed our emergency cards. We made sure that they weren't just 3 names and 3 phone numbers, but we expanded it. Parents fill them out online now. Why is it only 3? Add. Check in, check to make sure. Little kids, 5-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, they don't know the formal names of people in their family. They don't know that, my Nina Martha is actually Martha with the last name. Like, they don't know that. So you need to get it in writing. Add as many people, encourage families to have as many emergency contacts as possible. Another organizing strategy our local union did is have a family plan. We worked with the immigration rights groups. We worked with lawyers. We worked with county. We worked with city people to come up with a list of things that a family should have ready to go in their home. Marriage certificates, bank statements, light bills, anything that they would have there ready if somebody was taken, mistakenly or not, in some of these raids. And what our biggest fear is that if a parent is here undocumented, but the students are documented, so my 8th graders were there and their parents were gone and there was no power of attorney in place and no one to contact, What were we going to do? We would do anybody and anything we could to make sure those students had a place to go that night and moving forward. But we don't want them turned into CPS or whatever protective services that you guys may have in your state. Please listen to this advice because we've been living through this for 20 years. So we know what we're doing. And please ask any questions in the comments. One thing I'm going to implore upon all of you is that at work, be the best you can be. Offer the stability and safety that your students deserve. These are children. They have done nothing wrong. Many of them don't even know if they come from a mixed, undocumented, or documented family. I don't know that about my students. So I'm going to implore you to be the very best you can. Welcome them and know that many of them are living in fear. They are on this app watching people go crazy. They are listening to what our president is saying about their communities. They are hearing what is happening in Chicago and other states, but it's been happening here in this state for 20 years. So please learn from us. Lean on, be great allies, reach out to immigrants' rights groups who've done amazing work. There are so many of them in the state who are established and been here for decades, who we partner with so that we can be supportive financially, that we can be supportive if they need extra people there to be the people that get arrested just in case. We want to be allies. We are not taking that over, nor should you. So even though I sound panicked, it's because it's Friday and it's late and there's a lot going on. I'm going to implore you to drink water, fight for your kids, and make sure that you are prepared. I cannot tell you how much my heart warms seeing teachers from all over the country saying you're not coming after my kids, because we have been like that from day one. We would never let anyone hurt our children. We'd never let anyone hurt your children. We won't let anyone come into the schools and hurt them. So please just be prepared, stay calm, be thoughtful, and reach out if you have any questions, because we would love to support any community that has not gone through this and point you to allies that can be even better advocates for you. So teacher to teacher, plan and prepare. Don't let them touch our kids. Thanks, everyone.